Welcome back, everybody. Today I need your help. I need your help to make Felothar the Steadfast a more competitive deck for Commander. So what we're going to do today is go through the deck. I'm going to show you the cards, and hopefully you'll tell me what I should take out and what I should change. So Felothar is all about toughness because each creature you control assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. Creatures I control can attack as though they didn't have defender, and it's got a nice little tap to sacrifice another creature and you can draw cards, but it costs some mana, so that's something to keep in mind. Artifacts. There are only 3 artifacts in this deck, which is okay. I don't like Slagworm armor as much because I never really use it, so we might take it out. There's only 4, but they're kind of important. Jaws of Defeat, creature control enters, target opponent loses life equal to the difference, which works for this deck. Defense Against the Heart allows me to search for 2 creatures. Very helpful. Encroaching Dragonstorm allows me to find basic lands, and I get to reuse it essentially. And behind the scenes, creatures I control have Skulk. Can't be blocked by greater power. That is helpful, but sometimes not. So there are quite a few sorceries in this deck. Basically a lot of removal sorceries. Sacrificing creatures. We've got some land ramp with Cultivate. Then Last March of the Ents can't be countered, and I get to draw cards, which is pretty helpful. Feed the Swarm, destroy target creature or enchantment, but I lose life. Legions to Ashes, exiling things. Tip the Scales, sacrifice a creature, then all creatures get -X, which is pretty helpful. Then a sorcery where I can choose 2 options. Then I've got Overrun, Trample, and +3/+3. And those are the sorceries. There are some instants in here that are quite helpful. We've got Sheltering Word, target creature gets hexproof, and I gain life. Dark Ritual adds 3 swamps to my mana pool. Worldly Tutor allows me to find a creature card, then put it on the top of my library. Overkill is essentially an instant kill, which is wild. Anguish Unmaking, exile target non-land permanent, but I lose life. Shape the Sands, target creature gets 0/+5. Again, +0/+5. And exile a creature with swords to plowshares. There are so many creatures in this deck, which makes sense. But I feel like we could take some away. I don't know. You'll have to let me know. So we've got Betor. This is the other commander option from the pre-con. Next up, we've got Nyx-Fleece Ram. I can gain life. Overgrown Battlement is a defender, and it taps for mana. This dinosaur that I keep thinking is a dragon, but it's crazy. Withered Sentinels, also crazy. Towering Titan. I feel like I want to get rid of this one, but it could be crazy. Wall of Blossoms, draw cards. Draw a card. Treebeard essentially does what Felothar does, but to everybody's creature. So wild. This one, every time I see it, I want to get rid of it, so I think I'm going to take it out. Wall of Bossing was wild. A wild addition, but we love it. Draw a card. Lifelink from the Rhino, and you get to gain it twice. I've got hexproof, prevent non-combat damage. I gain life. I tap for mana. I again use it for mana, and it's a defender. A defender with mana. And an insect with flying that allows my creatures to come back with flying. Pretty cool. This one I feel like we could get rid of. I'm not the biggest fan of it. This one's just so insane, and it's kind of hard to deal with, but it's fun. Doran, the edition with the new set, We love it. It's perfect. Walking Bulwark is a defender. Cost 1. Easy. Landfall. Flying defender. Hakoda, I think I want to take out. Doesn't really add a lot here. A dragon that can't be countered. This one, I don't even know how it's legal, but it's so crazy when it's on the field. Indulging Patrician, one of my favorite cards from this deck because I win all the time with it. A defender that gives them haste. An angel with flying and everybody has hexproof. A creature with reach, but it only costs 1 forest. A defender with hexproof and tap for mana. A vampire with flying. A tree with a crazy toughness. A dragon that never stays on the field for the second round because people usually take it out. Kind of rude. A tree folk that taps for mana. And just a massive tree folk. So here are the additional cards that I think would do well in Felothar. But let me know in the comments if you think I'm right or if you think I should change something else. So up first, we've got creatures. I've got Slumbering Walker. It's a creature giant warrior. As this creature enters with 2 -1/-1 counters on it. At the beginning of your end step, you may remove a counter from this creature. When you do, return target creature card with power 2 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It is a cost of 5, so it's kind of like a late game play, which works really well because I'm going to have creatures in my graveyard and allows me to get them out because Felothar is about high toughness and low power. So I'm thinking of adding that one, and it adds another creature to the deck, which would be helpful. Next up, Shield Wall Sentinel is an artifact creature. It costs 4. It's defender. When Shield Wall Sentinel enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a creature card with defender, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle. This allows me to get Weathered Sentinels out on the field right away, which would be super helpful. And another defender card that would allow me a card draw, so I think this one is a good one to add. Betor Kin to All is a legendary creature, and it's a dragon, which I wanted to add more dragons to this deck, so that would be good. It's flying. It costs 5. It is a 5/7. At the beginning of your end step, if creatures you control have total toughness 10 or greater, draw a card. Then, if creatures you control have total toughness 20 or greater, untap each creature you control. Then, if creatures you control have total toughness 40 or greater, each opponent loses half their life rounded up. Yeah, this is going into the deck. For sure. Last for the creatures is, I don't know how to say that, but it's a green shell turtle. It costs 5 and it has reach. As long as you control 10 or more lands, creatures you control get +2/+2. Whenever the turtle or another creature you control with toughness greater than its power enters, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it onto the battlefield tapped. Otherwise, put it into your hand. Not bad. I think that one is going to have to go in as well. Next is just one instant I found that could be helpful is Refuse to Yield. It costs 2. Target creature gets +2/+7 until end of turn. Untap it. Pretty important and pretty great. Again, I don't have many artifacts in this deck, but I do think this one could be helpful. Bark of Doran. It costs 2. It's an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +0/+2. As long as equipped creature's toughness is greater than its power, it assigns combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power, and it only costs 1 to equip. I was thinking about using this if I didn't have Felothar on the battlefield. It allows me to still kind of use her ability, is my thought process on that, but I'm not 100%, so you have to let me know. Last up are 4 enchantments. First is Primal Rage. It costs 2. Creatures you control have trample. Enough said. Brave the Sands. It also costs 2. And creatures you control have vigilance. Each creature you control can block an additional creature each combat. Definitely makes sense, especially since this is a lot of creatures in this deck and it's focused around that. I think that would be helpful. Aura Shards. It costs 3. Whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, you may destroy target artifact or enchantment. That seems pretty helpful as well. Last, Spider Silk Armor. It costs 3. creatures you control get +0/+1 and have reach. Alright, well those are the additional cards that I think I want to add to Felothar. I'm not trying to spend a lot of money here. Hopefully these relatively low cost cards would make Felothar a stronger deck, but you'll have to let me know in the comments. Should I add these cards? Should I add other cards? Help me make Felothar a more competitive commander deck. Thanks friends, we'll see you in the next one.